Good evening. I believe we are live and on the Vegan Hour. I'm hoping that we have sound. So let's see how we go. First off, this is episode 3. I'm joined tonight with Rob Thompson, who will be referred to as Rock God. We have our first person. 2 people now have just come online. Good evening, Brooke. Nice of you to join us. Now, can you hear us? That's the first question, because we did have issues with this last week. Sid has joined us. Thanks for joining us, Sid. And thank you for joining us, Robert. And we're slowly accumulating people. Now, whilst we're just, maybe you can strum a little bit more for us, well, just whilst people... hi, Jamie Fangs joined. She says, hi, boys. Hi, Jamie. Nice to see you. Well, I can't see you. So, can we be heard? Will somebody just give us a bit of feedback, please? I'm assuming you can hear us. I'm going to wait and see if somebody says, yes, we can hear you. Just type it in. Come on, you can do it. Just type it in. Hopefully you can hear Rob's beautiful playing there. So, Robert says, how's it going, Harry? It is going very well. And hi, Beth. And, loud and clear. Jamie says it's loud and clear. That's great. Excellent. Okay, now I can relax a bit because I know that we can be heard. So that's great. So, welcome to episode 3 of the Vegan Hour. The last day of autumn.
Yeah.
Wow, last day of autumn, guys. So it's actually pleasant temperature here in the valley tonight. Rob has joined me. We've just been filming some of his beautiful music.
That's right.
So we've got some nice film clips which may just make their way onto the net after this show a little bit later. So depending on if I can negotiate a reasonable fee here. So how's your day been, Rob?
Fantastic. Just had a wonderful dinner with you. So.
Yeah, yes. Thanks to my what's the word for my PA? My secretive PA.
Yeah, your secret PA.
My secret PA.
Yeah, I finally got to find out who that was.
Yeah. So she doesn't exist.
From before.
That's right. Yes, and we have we also have 16 viewers, 14 viewers. It's fluctuating all over the place. Corey says, I love this. Give me a shout out. Okay, shout out, Corey. Big V, live vegan and prosper. Go you sweet man playing that guitar. I think they'd want to hear a little bit more strumming whilst just maybe for a couple of more minutes. And Colleen, thank you for joining us, Colleen. Nice to have you with us here tonight live. So, we've got a few things that I want to discuss with this beautiful background music. How beautiful is this? I've just been listening to him playing, and it's just it's wonderful. So what I'm going to do tonight is I'm going to be talking to Rob about his vegan journey, because actually I don't know much about his vegan journey, so that's going to be quite interesting. And hey you, back to you, Colleen. Yes, so that's going to be interesting to find out a bit about his journey and about some of the other things that we were talking about over dinner, which were some of the projects he's working on. Rob's quite an eclectic character, and so if that's the right word. But first, okay, with Karen, nice of you to join us, and Lorna, nice of you to join us as well. So first, I just want to, I've got a few things here I just wanted to go through. So you may have seen, let's get straight to the competition. We're going to have a competition starting tonight. So you may have seen the promos that I've been doing, advertising this competition. And what it is, it's a dinner for 2 at my favourite 100% vegan restaurant, the Greenhouse Canteen. Value $60. And what we're going to do is we're going to draw it in 2 weeks' time on the 14th of June, on here live on the show, and it will be based on the number of shares of this live video. So what you need to do is when the video has finished tonight, because I don't think you can share it whilst it's still live, I'm not sure, but Colleen says it's her favourite too, and Lorna says she can hear and see. Well, hearing and seeing is such a wonderful thing to be able to do, isn't it? So, yes. So, what is going to be, as I say, very, very simple competition. Runs for 2 weeks. What we want to do is spread the vegan awareness. We want people to become more aware, and the way to do it is get out there and share the Vegan Hour after it's finished tonight. Share it on different pages. Create more awareness. More people can then come in, ask vegan questions, and you have more interaction. So, too bad I'm in Melbourne, Beth. Yes, I know. I haven't figured out a way that we can, maybe I'll come up with something in the future. This is our first competition, and we'll have others. We've got other things planned. So anyway, that's how the competition's going to be. So you've got 2 weeks to share, and in 2 weeks' time, on the 14th of June, I'm going to announce who has shared the most times, and we'll see how it goes from there. So that's the dinner for 2 at the Greenhouse Canteen. You love the Greenhouse Canteen.
Love it.
You had the pulled jackfruit.
The first time I went,
yes, pulled jackfruit enchilada. Tell me what you thought of that.
I loved it. Yeah. I really liked the jackfruit, and I especially loved the turmeric latte they had.
Oh, isn't it? I had the turmeric latte last week for the first time, and that was so beautiful and sweet, wasn't it? That was just, you got to have the turmeric latte, guys, because that is really, really fantastic. We've got Deborah listening in from the UK. Nice of you to join us there. And guys, what do both of you love about being vegans? We have our first question, and we also have G'day from WA. Is that WA Western Australia or WA somewhere else? Corey, what do you both love about being vegans? Okay, seeing the questions already started, and seeing as you're my guest, what do you love about being vegan, Rob?
I love everything about being vegan. So I've been vegan for about 5 years now, and just changed my life forever. Like I know it has for just about every vegan on the planet. But the best part is I found is often when I'm playing guitar at by water or at parks.
Yeah.
Animals, particularly birds, come up and they come up and they seem to hang out and listen to the music and then sometimes sing along and dance in front of me.
Is this something that you could notice a difference between now and when you prior to being a vegan? You can actually tell the difference?
Yeah, I feel a connection on a different level with animals.
Level.
Yeah,
excellent.
So whenever I run into an animal, I feel like.
So if they do another Ace Ventura movie. You can play. You can play the part. Yeah. Because Jim Carrey wants too much money for it now. So you can play.
I'll have to practice my mantra then.
You will. Luba joined us. That's nice of you to join us, Luba, and Renee joined us, and Corey says that's amazing. That must be so tranquil. Yeah, that is amazing. That's really beautiful to hear, and it actually doesn't surprise me because I've heard that before. And it just seems, of course, obvious in a way, doesn't it, that would happen. The animals are going to sense the difference in you. They're not going to feel as threatened by you. They're probably going to pick up on the different energy in that and the vibration from you. And animals are sensitive like that. So that's really cool. Yeah, that's good. Yeah. Now, if only women could do that. And pick up on the different energy.
Yeah, that would be great.
That's what I meant. You know what I meant. Yeah. I was being funny. Yeah.
So how about you, Glenn? What's
mine? I have to say because I've been vegan for 36 years. The thing I love about it is how drastically it improved my health at the time that I went vegan, and how much now it's like. The whole time it's just a good conscience coming from it. It's knowing that I'm doing the best that I can, that I'm aware of, to respect all life. Simple as that. So, excuse me. So if I find out that, I think we must have had too big a meal. If I find out that there's something I should be doing that I'm not doing now, well then I'm going to increase my awareness to include that. But hopefully I'm doing the best that I can. And can you shred that acoustic guitar for us? Oh, we've got requests for more.
You want something heavy?
Well, they did say shred, yeah.
Okay.
And hello, Luba, and Oh, that's good. Oh, I like that. That's good, yeah. Sophie says, I just started guitar. I'm 43. Let's hear a great song. And Megan has joined as well, so nice of you to join us, Megan. I like that. That's good. All I have to do is sit here, drink water, and listen to him play. So, excellent. Now, before he plays any more, there's a couple of other things I wanted to mention while at the beginning here before we get into too many questions. And hello, Samantha. Thank you for joining us. We're up to 18 people. That's nice. That's good. People love you. We're going to get you back. Okay. Something that you may have noticed on my timeline in the last couple of days is what I'm calling the 4-minute challenge. Now, this is something, we're up to 21 viewers, that's nice. This is something that I've personally done in group workshops, and it's something that I want to encourage people to maybe have a look at some of the videos that I've posted in the last couple of days. It's a very simple process for connecting with other people, and it's also a very simple process for actually opening up your heart and really sort of breaking down some of the barriers that you may have built around yourself. You may not even be aware that you have there. What it is simply maintaining eye contact, uninterrupted eye contact with someone for 4 minutes. And it's extremely powerful because most people cannot do that. Most people look away after a couple of seconds. When you do it, you're really sort of almost looking into the soul of the person, you know. And it breaks down the barriers. And if you're open to doing it, then there are great strong connections can be made, and it's a very easy, simple healing process as well. So I'd like to encourage people to look at maybe doing that with your friends, your families, your enemies, whatever, because it is actually really good for personal growth. It's really good for feeling a nice heartfelt connection. You know, it's a beautiful thing. I should actually be reading this. I'd love to see Crazy Train by Ozzy Osbourne. Do you know Crazy Train?
No, but I often get confused with Zach Wilde.
Samantha says, I'm being naughty and here, even though I'm working, so we'll be in and out. Oh, okay, so you're working and you're watching. Oh, naughty. Corey says, what do you guys think of vegan memes? Oh, God, I share about 10 million a day, Corey. Vegan memes, I love it. I love vegan memes. Keep it simple. People are time poor, you know. Put a message there, and just with a really good photograph that grabs people. That's vegan memes are great. Rhiannon has joined us. Thank you for joining us, Rhiannon. Colleen says, how do you communicate to siblings who are deeply into spirituality that the choice to eat meat, dairy and eggs is extremely counterproductive to their intentions? My mother and myself... Oh, that's actually a very long one. I've got to read the rest of it on my computer. Hang on. My mother and myself live in the world of meditation, Reiki and other practices alike. However, I always find myself wanting to tell her to give up the animal products so that her diet reflects her spirituality. Cheers for the live feed. Thank you for the cheers for the live feed. Straight away, well, for starters, I've got several thoughts on that. Obviously, we can't force people. Really, by being a good example is one that comes across for me. And by other people seeing that you're healthy, you're happy, you're balanced, you're at peace, it's then up to them to really sort of start to ask questions and all that. I know you want to be able to... I just see the comment Ash just put. I know, Colleen, you want to be able to, push them in the right direction, but you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. So I believe in setting a really good example, being authentic, having integrity in your actions, and once you do that, people pick up on that, like you're talking about the animals. Yeah. They pick up on that, and if the awareness, if they want to learn, they start to ask questions and all the rest. You can't force them into it. Certainly, you can suggest maybe certain documentaries, but you have to do it in a way that's going to resonate with the person. I hope that sort of gets some of the... You got some thoughts on that?
Oh, a big lesson in my journey was losing control, because I'm by nature in the past, a very controlling person in all my relationships. So, learning not to, tell people they have to do something or else. The biggest, I agree with Glenn, the biggest change I've
who's
seen...
this Glenn character?
Harry.
You mean Harry?
Harry. change I've seen, people make for people is when they see, oh wow, what are you doing? Why are you always happy? Why are you always feeling good? Oh, it's because I'm vegan. And leave it at that. It's because I'm eating better. Oh, what are you eating? Oh,
and you are always happy. Every time I've seen you, you come to the place wherever I see you, and you got a smile. You walk in slow motion. Your hair is like, and you got a smile on your face. But you've also got a smile in your eyes.
Yeah, thanks.
So that's and that's the difference. So that's good what you're saying there. It's that people will pick up on that and start asking questions. I actually do. I get that too. So that's a very valid point. People do that with me as well. And also, if they say, "Well, how old are you?" and I say, "Well, I'll be 52 this year," and they go, "Really?
Yeah.
You look about 10 years younger." It's like, well, I shaved this off. I look about 20 years younger.
Definitely.
I look like a kid.
And what was her name? Who asked the question?
Colleen. I did forget to mention she has begun to cut out red meat. You two have made great points. Thank you. Okay.
Oh, great.
So that's good.
That's good. And remember that certain people in your life, even though you love them so much, they maybe weren't meant to be on this journey in this lifetime. Or maybe they were meant to learn something off someone else, not you. Okay? So, it's their path. There's, I heard somewhere recently, there's no right or wrong. There's only consequences for your actions. So,
spot on.
Yeah,
spot on.
A lot of people believe different things, so we can't really force that on them. And you might have more success converting 1 million other people than your own family. Yeah. Now, does that mean you're a failure? No. It means you're a total success if you convert even one person or help someone to decide to convert themselves.
That's right.
I suppose convert's kind of the wrong word to use in
I
this
know.
situation.
I just thinking that. Yeah. But if you're and I like to use the term agent of positive influence.
Yeah.
Because we're all selling something.
Yeah.
We're either selling something that's going to help people where we can serve them in a positive way, or we're selling something that's selfish, that's to get something for ourselves. So let's be more holistic and spread it outwards and pay it forward.
Exactly.
Because in the long run, if we do that, then we find the fulfillment in ourselves that we're looking for in any case. So we're getting carried away, and I'm not reading the questions because they're coming up so quickly. I love the guitarist's hair. How long did it take to grow out? What about my hair? Anyway,
how long you got? I used to have a mullet in the 80s, so it kind of went from there.
So you've had it for a while. Yeah, okay. I forgot to mention, okay, so why you started being vegan and for how long, Daniel asks. Okay, let's go. And Corey also asks, how does one start the journey of being vegan? Well, listen, I want to hear your story. I haven't heard your story of how you started and all that, so can you share that with us?
Okay, yeah. A lot of people, I think, say that it was for the animals or they saw something or a movie. It wasn't kind of like that for me. I've always been into spiritual stuff, and I run a few spiritual website as well that has channeled audios and things like that from channels all around the world. And one day I was asking myself when I was playing guitar, I was thinking to myself, I just remember thinking quite a few years back now, why can't I channel? And then a voice came back, you do it through your guitar. You just don't do it with voice, So everyone has their own way of channeling infinite intelligence or source energy or whatever you call it.
Okay.
And then another day I was playing guitar and I remember hearing this voice again come to me and it said, "Go vegan."
Oh, wow.
That's
awesome.
I think it was an answer.
That was actually me. I was standing on the other side of the fence going, "Go vegan, you bastard."
Yeah. And there's an old saying, the answers you get are the size of the question you ask. Okay?
That's good.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I've got to write that down.
Yeah.
The answers you get are the size of the question you ask. Well, that's going on my page. I'm writing that down now. That is, wow, I love that. The answers, go on.
So I think my question to why it said go vegan was, I remember thinking about ascension and people who are able to channel and who are more in touch with infinite intelligence, other dimensions, things like that. And I think that answer came that I would become more in touch with everyone, the universe, if I became vegan.
So did you become vegan overnight?
Well, initially I was vegetarian at the time when that question was posed to me, but that was kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
I never really knew about all the pain and suffering from the animals, because as you know, we're all programmed and brainwashed to accept it and that sort of thing. But so initially it was more just when I was playing guitar, I used to sometimes hear a voice say, do these certain things, and I'd always take notice of it and do it. Yeah.
Wow, that is good. And how long ago was that?
That would have been, to go vegan was about 5 years ago.
About 5 years ago. Now, we're just, I'm just going to interrupt you there because we're getting some really, really good questions, guys. I'm really appreciating the question. We've got 28 people watching, which is awesome.
Cool.
And, okay, Matthew, you have asked, hey, guys, I want to become vegan, but I don't really care about animals' lives, so I've had a hard time trying to become one. What do I do? Do you want to take this, or do you want me to take this?
Well, as simple as take care about your own life at least. Just look at what meat and, in fact, dairy. Even vegetarians aren't that healthy these days because of all the horrible cancer-causing proteins in milk. And if you don't care about the animals, just be aware on a spiritual level. If you're a spiritual person, the significance of consuming suffering. Towards how it's going to affect you and the people around you.
Karmically.
And what you're attracting into your life.
Yeah, that's a great answer. I'm going to add to that the environmental aspect. We are rapidly, if you look at read any of the environmental studies or whatever you want to call them and all the information, we're on a rapid, scary downward sort of trajectory with the way the world is going environmentally. And we already should have made massive changes already, apparently, that we haven't done yet, that we should have done, that they keep putting off. And again, time and time again, I read all these different things about the environmental impact of factory farming, of animal agriculture. And from the point of view of the environment and the point of view of world hunger, as you would know, from these 2 points of view, by eliminating animal agriculture, we are able to feed all the... Is it 20,000? I still can't wrap my head around this. 20,000 children die per day from starvation. I mean, how can you even think of that?
Yeah.
20,000 per day. That seems... It's just, and to support that, we are killing... the figures I've read, we are killing between 150 to 400 billion animals a year. And it comes down to daily, it was over 100 million a day, I think it was. This is just insane. And the killing of them is requiring such a huge amount of land and crops. It's creating so much methane and all the other things it's putting into the atmosphere. I can't think of the technical terms at the moment. Just by not supporting this industry and going to a plant-based diet, even without feeling the love in your heart for animals, this is going to make a huge difference.
Yeah.
Even when one person does it, and it was Matthew, I think, that asked it the first time, that question, even if one person does it, you're saving, I think, about 300 animals a year, and the amount of that you're saving in water and in land, and it's just... Yeah, you can very easily Google it. I often share this stuff on my page and that. So, Bronwyn, nice to see you, Bronwyn. You're also a very... I hope, Bronwyn, you're able to go overseas, like I just read a short while ago, for your family. I won't go into more details, but it'd be nice if that works out for you. Jason, nice of you to join us. And Lindy Lou, great answers, guys. Well said. Go vegan. Yes, go vegan. Yes. What Matthew asked, what do you guys think about milk that tastes like real milk? Okay, I'm not sure what milk would taste like real milk. And then having said that, it's been 36 years since I've tasted real milk, so I'm not sure I'd know what real milk would taste like. I know what it smells like. I've smelled it. It's revolting.
Yeah.
It's pretty revolting.
Exactly.
I'm not sure what it would taste like. Matthew, can you come back to us with what you mean? Jason says, back at you guys. Can you come back to us with what you mean by milk that tastes like real milk? Have you tried some? Like, are you talking about an almond milk or rice milk? Is that what you're wanting, Matthew? So just come back to us on that one. And I'll just make sure, I'm just going to scroll and make sure I haven't missed any questions here. Elaine, thank you for joining us, Elaine. somebody, Beth went cold turkey. Rhiannon said, I love that too. I'm not sure what she was answering to. I think we're okay. Matthew said, thanks for the help, guys. That directed me a bit to the right path, giving you a big V to you, brothers, and a big V right back to you, Matthew. Matthew, can I ask you, do you meditate at all? Because if you do, and you can find some time to quiet the mind and connect with the heart, you'll actually feel the truth of this in your heart. You'll actually realise that that we need to respect all life. When I say need, need's maybe not the right word. It's our duty. It's our natural position to respect all life. Yeah. And this includes all life. So this includes we should be respecting our family, our friends, all human life, all animal life, nature as well. It's just where the environment comes in. We should be respecting the plants as well. I mean, there is a little, without going too negative, some vegans get a little bit hung up on the animals and sort of tend to treat the humans pretty badly, and start infighting a bit, and it's disappointing. It's getting away from the definition of ahimsa, which is the word that I follow, which is kindness and compassion to all life, or non-violence to all life. So, so we've got 18. We've had up to 28 people at any time. That's really, really good. So, how are we going for questions? Just waiting for another question to come through. While we're waiting for another question to come through, okay, there's another thing I wanted to mention. Some people may have read on my timeline, and Karen, thank you for joining us. Some people may have mentioned that, some people may have noticed, sorry, long day, hard day at the office. Some people may have noticed on my timeline, I've got a campaign that I have been hinting at the last couple of days ago, and basically I'm going to call it the Ditch the Dairy Cardamon campaign. And what I'm asking is that the new Cardamon pod that has opened at Southport, which is, all the food is vegan, but they do have dairy milk there. So they're about 99% of the way there. They're not 100%, maybe 98%, I'm not sure. But what I'm asking is that if you're watching this video and you feel strongly that it'd be really, really good if they could be 100% plant-based, 100% vegan, contact them, go in, talk to them, send them messages on Facebook, as I call it, and actually suggest them that they can be using plant-based milks, cruelty-free, and then then they're all the way there, and that would be wonderful because their food is great. There's just no need to have that little bit of cruelty there, or it's a lot of cruelty. The dairy industry is responsible for the death of 700,000 male calves a year, which are sent for veal, basically. It's also responsible for the continuous pregnancies of the mother cows, which are then only live for about 5 years. It's responsible for the environmental destruction, the abuse of animals that are not right to do that with. So we would like to see the new Cardamon pod at Southport. I'd like to see it go 100% vegan. I think you were talking earlier, you'd love to see that too.
Yeah, that'd be fantastic.
Yeah. So we're saying, guys, if you think that's something you feel strongly about as well, give them a message. Send them a message and say, hey, ask them, if they'd like to do it. It's their business. We can only ask. We can only give an indication that a lot of people are interested in it. And then they might go, oh, actually, this would be good for us, for business, So,
I think they'd be more successful that way. Look at Greenhouse.
It's
probably the most successful cafe that's open.
Well, that's right. And, the Greenhouse, as mentioned at the beginning of the show, we're giving away the dinner for two in 2 weeks' time. Greenhouse Canteen is my favourite 100% place, 100% vegan restaurant, and it's just packed every night. If you haven't been there, it's on the highway at Miami. This is a good plug for Greenhouse now. And check it out. It's open for dinner 6 nights a week, every night except, look at all the likes coming up on the screen. You see that? All the likes going. Don't know who's sending all the likes, but
It's the stuff at the greenhouse.
Colleen says it's a great idea. That's good. And okay, Beth said she will ask them. That's nice. That's good. Who else has come? Okay. Go back to Matthew. Okay. So I'm still a bit new to becoming vegan. I'm just wondering, is the plants killed without harm or pain like the animals are? That's a good question. Okay. How to tackle this one without going into a lengthy spiel. Okay. Yes, the plants and plants are living creatures. And yes, there is a smaller degree of pain involved when any living creature dies. There is pain involved, or something to that extent, depending on the type of creature that they are. There is a smaller amount of pain involved. There is an argument on, this is why it's going to get a bit tricky, there is an argument that plants don't have the central nervous system and they don't feel pain. You may have come across this.
Yeah.
However,
not sentient.
They're not sentient. However, they are a spirit soul in a plant body. So from a spiritual perspective, they are at a less not a less evolved, but they're in a less evolved body, I guess would be. And then whereas the spirit soul in an animal body is a bit further up the scale, and then further up the scale to in a human body where we have supposedly the maximum opportunity for awareness. It has been scientifically shown that plants do react to stimuli of pain and pleasure. They react to good music. They react to threats and I was going to say nasty music, but they also negatively react to that. This has also been shown in water molecules as well. I don't know if you've seen it. So the thing being, to answer your question, Matthew, yes, there is a pain involved. It's a lot less. Now, one of the things, and I'm just going to try and describe this without going into too much detail. One of the understandings in some Eastern philosophies, Eastern spiritual philosophies, is that because there is still a living being there that is being killed in the plant, and there is a responsibility there, that in some of the Eastern philosophies, it is actually possible to sort of do what's called an offering, where before eating the food, that the food is actually offered to a higher source or to God or whatever term you want to call, so that there is not a karma involved. I don't know if you've ever come across this. It's not taught in the Buddhist teachings. It is taught in the Hindu teachings, in the Vaishnava teachings and that. So it's taught in certain Eastern things. So it's not something I've come across much talking about on Facebook. And this becomes a very grey area. So I think I won't go further. It's a very in-depth thing. I won't go further on that at the moment because it's going to get confusing and I'm having trouble explaining it myself. Okay, Bronwyn has just said, after 5 years of being vegetarian, made the choice to become vegan just under 2 weeks ago. I'm so happy with my decision and have been beautifully supported by my friends and family. Divine timing. Thank you for your message. Now, Bronwyn, I also want to say thank you because the day that after you became vegan, you sent me a private message and I was very, very touched that you did, because you said, I was the first person that you contacted and said, I want you to know, I know you'll really appreciate this. And I did, and I was really touched. I was like, wow. Yes, so that's a beautiful thing. And on behalf of the animals, I thank you. So I can't get you, the picker's gone, Beth says. Oh, well, why is that, Beth? Spirit Soul, have you guys played the vegan game called Hearthstone? Corey asks. No, I'm not familiar with. You'll have to tell me more, Corey. I don't know about this. Matthew Ho asks, what religion do you guys follow? Well, I don't actually follow a religion. I follow a spiritual path. two completely different things. What about yourself? You'll be the same.
Yeah, well, spiritual path. I believe God's in everything. Everything.
Yes.
You know,
that's
down
true.
to the rocks.
That's true. Yes.
And
well, that's spot on. Yeah.
I believe the biggest thing that most people are missing is recognizing the God in themselves, which is so powerful. You know, you meet so many people and they're like, "Why can't I find someone to love me?" Well, they don't love themselves yet, do they?
Yes. So, now that's a good point. While we're on that, I want to pick up on that because I haven't got any questions here at the moment. There's a fine line, and it gets a little bit confused between the loving and respecting yourself and understanding that God is within you, right, and not crossing over to the whole thinking that you are God and becoming like so. You know, I am the one, and you know, and thinking you're it. You know what I mean? I've done a video about this, a short video. Excuse me. And I can't think the exact terminology I use there at the moment, but it's a new age concept of this. You've got to love yourself first, and then the love will spread out to everyone else. Right? It's a new age concept. Yeah. Now, I used to follow new age teachings back in the 80s, and what I've seen is the danger in people being too focused on that because they become quite egotistical. You know, they're like, I'm it. You know, and the balance, and what you said there is really beautiful, is recognizing that God is within you and actually honoring that. Yeah. And realizing and recognizing that you're not God, but that God is within you. There's a fine line, you see. Definitely. And when people understand that, they don't get this confusion of thinking, I am God and I'm it and everybody should worship me and all the rest. But we see a lot of that today because basically we want to be the supreme enjoyer, and that's fine. We want to enjoy. You know, we want to be happy. We want to feel love, and that's fine. That's what we're all trying to do. Yeah. But people just get caught up in this misidentification. They think they're the body, and you're not the body. You're the spirit soul within, and they think that by getting pleasure to the body by feeding it wonderful vegan foods and listening to wonderful music and all that, that's going to fill your heart. It's going to give you a bit of pleasure. It's going to give you some temporary high or happiness, but it's not actually going to fill the heart longing. Yeah. And that's where that comes on a deeper spiritual level. This is where meditation and connecting with the God within, as you so beautifully said, is very, very important. So we've gone off on a nice spiritual, and I like to go off on a nice spiritual, because, you know, veganism encompasses that, because it's a respect for all life, and a respect for all life is ahimsa, it's, you know, namaste, it's I respect the spirit soul that you are, you know, and I don't see you as the body that can give me something. I see you as a spirit soul in that body. And I respect you equally as I respect the dog and the pig and the cat and the tree and the blade of grass and all that. I respect that you're a spirit soul there, you're growing, and so I should have as much respect for you as possible. So, so it's definitely so,
just allowing the love to flow through you. On the other hand, some people are at the extreme. Most people I know are on the extreme level, whereas they talk to themselves. If they talk like that to their best friend, they get a punch in the face, wouldn't they? Yeah. How they talk to themselves in the mirror every morning. So, you know, recognizing the beauty in yourself, but also seeing it in others, and also recognizing that life is kind of, because there's been a few questions about how do I get these people to change or that sort of thing. Recognizing that life's, and old souls who are listening will straight away acknowledge this, because it's I was reading an article just the other day. Some common thing with old souls is they recognize that life is about the journey, not about the destination. Okay, and if you look back at all the achievements you've ever had, when you think about it, the good feeling comes from the journey, not the actual final when you get that money or you get that house or you get that job. It's the journey to getting there.
Yes. Okay. It's the journey, and also you bring up a wonderful point there. I like the rapport we got going here, because you know, the proof of the pudding is in the eating. You know, people think that that will bring them the happiness, getting that job, getting that house, whatever. And the proof of whether that will or not is if you actually go out there and do that, you will find within a short space, you'll have a high, you'll have a like, oh wow, this is great, I've got this beautiful house, I've got, you know, and then 6 months later or something, it'll be like you'll be looking for the next hit, you know. That's the proof that material goodies don't fulfill a spiritual craving. Definitely. because underneath it all we have a spiritual craving. And underneath it, I mean, for me, the answer has always been, well, not always, but I've learnt that the answer is so simple. It's we all want to love and be loved, and it's just that. And everything that I do in my life and everything that I've seen everyone else do in their lives has been variations of trying to get that. Always trying to do things that will come back to that point of making that so that you can feel that in yourself. Now there was a question that came through there, just favourite vegan food. Oh well, here's a good one. There's a product placement. This is what we're going to snack on tonight. Chocolates. These are vegan biscuits, and they look like Tim Tams. And you want to try one now?
Oh, I'd love one.
Oh yeah. Okay, we're going to.
Now I've seen you post these on Facebook, and I've wanted to reach through the screen and grab one.
These aren't the Cliff Bars. These are something. But these are good. They're a cruelty-free.
Where do you get them from?
From Coles.
Okay.
Yeah, made by Leader Nutrition here on the Gold Coast. There's another one that I may have accidentally eaten all of at lunchtime.
Isn't it great how many options we have these days?
It is fantastic. So there we go, sir. Try one of them.
We've even got vegan fast food in glorious amounts on the coast.
Have a look at these guys. You'll just don't you wish you were eating them? I hope you can see them all right. They're just like a Tim Tam. They're great. I've eaten so much today. I'm not going to try. They're good, aren't they? Yeah, they're yours, my friend. I might, well, not all of them. Leave me one or two for later.
I'll leave you one and I'll put it to the front of the packet.
Who's sending all the likes? There's somebody sending a whole heap of likes there. Brooke says, living in the now. Yes, living in the... Lindy, you're eating one now. Lindy's eating one now. Bronwyn says, thanks. That's all right. Lindy, are you really eating one of these now? That's amazing. So let's see. I just want to see... Okay, so the live streaming is going really well tonight. We had technical difficulties last week. I've solved those technical difficulties. It appears that we had a ventilation problem by mounting my mobile phone, which I'm streaming from, above the heat of my computer, which caused my mobile phone to just not like it at all. I relocated the computer, I threw it out the window, and that solved that problem. So Gage asks, is it Gage? Yeah. Would you happen to be the wielder of the alpha stigma? Do you understand that question?
No, I don't.
It's up there of the alphas. Would you happen? Maybe you should. Maybe it should be said like this. Would you happen to be the wielder of the alpha stigma? Actually, hang on. I should do an impression now. Yeah. I need a staff. I should go. Yeah. My name is Naganelf, keeper of the flatulence. You will not pass. Wind. If you know what movie that's from.
I wield an axe, if that's what you mean.
The alpha stigma, is that what he means?
I don't know.
Could be. It could be. Look, you'll have to fill us in on what that is. Now, while we're streaming nicely here, and we've got about another, time's flying. We've got about 15 minutes left.
Wow.
3/4 an hour gone that.
Wow.
Whilst we're streaming nicely here, just want to refer to next week's guests. I'm not sure if they're watching, but we have a vegan personal trainer, and he's that wide it's ridiculous. He's built like a brick shit house. Excuse my French. And we also have a vegan. Did I say vegan bodybuilder? No, yeah. I said, he's the vegan bodybuilder, and his partner is the vegan personal trainer. And they will be on next week telling us about their journey and some of the awareness that they're spreading. So this is, it'll be great to spend some time with them as well. They won't be playing guitar. We will be music free next week, so we should get you in the background playing while they're talking in the front. You're most welcome you're most welcome to join us. River has joined us. Hey, River. So, seriously, I'm eating the mitten ones now. So, Lindy, you're eating the mitten ones. Yeah, I had for lunch this box plus an enormous bowl of that rice thing that we had for dinner.
That was delicious.
Yeah, plus a cup of green smoothie as well. I think that was my lunch. No wonder I can't eat any of these now, because for dinner I had pasta, kombucha, We had more of the rice thing. Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Gotta have those carbs for vegan.
That's it. Now, Colleen says chia seeds for egg replacement or grated zucchini. Yes, chia seeds. Who asked the question about... Zoe's excited for next week. What is a good egg replacement? Jared asked. Okay, I missed that. Sorry, Jared, I missed that question.
Scrambled tofu.
Corey asked, is it... Yeah.
Scrambled organic tofu.
Yeah, but chia. Collins answered chia seeds for egg replacement or grated zucchini. What about in cookies? Brooks answered ground flaxseed. This is great. We're getting the answer. I don't even have to answer. Matthew says, "How much do you love animals?" Matthew, I love animals. I'm very fortunate in that I have a father that, even though he's not vegan, he actually instilled in me a very heartfelt connection with animals when I was quite young, because he exampled it. And this goes back to, exampling to people things. And I saw how much love he had for his pets. And, okay, it didn't extend into, sadly, he's eating animals, But I just saw this connection, and the way he would talk to them, and the way he would talk to other animals, wild animals that would come around the property and that. And it's still the same today. And so that was natural for me. So when I have told this story once before, that shortly after I went vegan, about 2 years after that, I was driving home one night in my car. I'll just tell the story briefly. I accidentally ran over a dog. I didn't kill it, but he wasn't in very good condition, and my heart just went out to him, and I actually had to take him in the van, take him to a vet who looked after him, but he didn't make it, unfortunately. But the thing was, by house, and he asked me, I asked him about this animal that I run over. I said, who does it belong to? And he said, "Don't worry about it, mate, it's just a stray." And I thought, how can anyone think like that?
Yeah.
I thought, how could you be so devoid of compassion? How could you be so hard in your heart? And, that brings up a point that we all are underneath the surface. We all are compassionate, kind, beautiful souls. But because of the decisions we make in life, because we choose certain paths that can bring with them pain as a not as a reward, but as a result of the choices we make, sometimes and quite often people close their hearts over because they don't want to feel the pain again. So we lose touch with our sensitivity. So this is where it's important to have a spiritual connection, to reconnect with our sensitivity in our heart, and then we feel naturally this love for animals, as was just asked a minute ago. Yeah. Have you heard of a spirit walker called Udir? He calls upon the phoenix, turtle, tiger, and the bear. I haven't. And No.
But we're getting some great comments.
We're getting some very... it's right out there. You'll have to tell us more, Corey.
He's the alpha stigma guy.
Matthew wants to know if I love animals enough to make love to them. That sounds like a line out of the movie, actually. He says, "Do you love animals?" And he says, if it gets cold enough.
Yeah.
Isn't that Jim Carrey's movie? I think that's Jim Carrey. He says, "You really love the animals, don't you?" And he says, it's Ace Ventura. He says, "You really love the animals." He said, "If it gets cold enough." Yeah. I think that's... Matthew, stop being an idiot, please, Astra says.
Have you heard of Rob Zombie, the musician? He goes to the extent of saying he doesn't like humans and he'd be happy if all humans die. But he loves animals, so he would never hurt an animal ever. And he's been vegan for many years.
He's a little bit, what's the word? What I was saying earlier about respect for all life, he's missing out on that. Because to say, "Oh, well, I don't like humans," actually means you've got to feel a degree of hardness in your heart to do that, haven't you?
Definitely, but he's if you look at it really, like, why do humans kind of destroy everything for fun and for pleasure and for monetary gain and for food? They kind of destroy every animal on the planet. So my son brought this up to me. He said there was this... movie that he'd watched, I think it was a CGI movie, animated, and he said these aliens came down and they took over the brains of humans like a plague, and they took over humans, their whole bodies, and the humans said, "Why are you doing this to us?" And the aliens turned around and said, what are you talking about? You do this to everything. We only want your race. And when you look at it like that, it took my son 18 years at the time, he's 19 now, and to say that to me, and I thought, wow, yeah, kind of, if anything, we should respect and honour animals more than humans. And I kind of, why is an IQ test the test of our elitism or our specialness, when IQ test is really how well can you follow brainwashed material you've been given, like doctors. How well can they not treat a cause or find out what's causing this, but instead be brainwashed that we just blindly give you these drugs like Aldara that kills hundreds of thousands of people, and they're still doing it. Whereas animals, I believe, are on a more evolved level and more special, because most of them only know peace and love and harmony. And we're yet to attain that, aren't we?
That's right. Yeah, so much for our so-called intelligence. Yeah. Are you a horde or alliance? Saba asks, "Are you a horde or alliance?" I'm not sure what you mean, Saba. You'll have to expand.
We're definitely an alliance, a collaboration. That's my favourite word these days. It's collaboration.
Okay, I could tell you my favourite word, but this is a family-rated show, so. So earlier on, I said that you're a very eclectic man. You have many irons in different fires, maybe, or something like that. We've got about less than 10 minutes left. So, was there some things there you wanted to share about? I mean, you've talked about, spiritual things and that.
Yeah.
Is there other stuff?
There's a few projects we're working on. So, which ties up nicely to are we alliance or a collaboration?
Carly, nice of you to join us. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, so I've just started something called Epic Base. EPIC stands for Exponential Positive Impact Collaboration, right? So for those of you who don't know what exponential means, if you took 30 normal steps, right, you're 30 steps away. If you took exponential steps, you'd be many, many times around the world, because every step doubles in power. So you've heard maybe Einstein used to say the most powerful law in the universe is the law of compounding interest. And that's when interest doubles.
Yes.
That's the power of exponential steps. So we're looking at starting positive impact businesses, and we're open to especially the vegan community, because they really want to help. They really get behind each other on their businesses, and finding guys who've got great ideas and putting a team together to make that happen. But make it exponential. So if you look at like Uber, how that's taken over taxi driver industry, and people are now saying, oh no, but they're going to be banned from... It's too late. Uber's already moved into couriers, and they're taking over whole industry.
And legislation has been modified to allow them to operate legally now.
Yes.
In any case. So
they'll revolutionise the whole industry, which is... We've got to admit, taxi drivers are dinosaurs, how you get treated on the Gold Coast by a taxi, and now suddenly... my first Uber rider had a beautiful car, arrive a Mercedes, like a $400,000 Mercedes SUV. This Russian guy, I swear he probably had a gun under the chair, but he opened the door for me, and there's free water, and, we're looking at starting businesses in the vegan area and positive impact area that have that same, can do what Uber did and take over whole industries, and for the better. Or Airbnb, how that's changed.
Yes, Airbnb is very good.
Yeah.
I'm just, as I'm listening to you there, I'm just reading some of the comments. Apparently there's a few guys there that are feeding off each other, like trolls are feeding off each other, like between Jared and a couple of others there. I know Jared might be Jared might be okay actually, but he's telling Corey to get lost. Behave yourselves, guys. Let's. Well, luckily, I can always, if they get out of hand, I can always ban them in any case. So, okay, we've got about 5 minutes to go or so. I think before we finish for tonight, we should hear a little bit more from you on the guitar there.
Yep.
Corey says he's not doing anything. Yeah, sorry, Corey, if I'm getting lost on who's doing things and who's not a bit here. But before we go to that, I'll just go back over the things. So this is the things that I brought up tonight, was that I invite you to do the 4-minute eye challenge, if that's the right word for it, where you actually look into somebody's eyes uninterrupted for 4 minutes and feel that heartfelt connection and let the emotions come up, whatever you're holding back, let them come up, let the love come through. This is a beautiful way of connecting with people. Very, very simple technique, and it's profound, and I'm really convinced that if we could do this genuinely with people, that we could make a huge difference worldwide, like a world peace sort of thing, if people could do this. There's a few videos that I've shared that show people doing it, and it's very powerful. Let's have a Ditch the Dairy Cardamon campaign. Let's contact Cardamon Pod, the new Cardamon Pod in Southport, and ask them to remove the only animal product they have, which is the milk that they have there. All their food is vegan, so let's get rid of the cruelty out of there. So that's that one. And the dinner, in case you missed it earlier, giving away a competition. We have a competition giving away a dinner for two at Greenhouse Canteen for to the value of $60. It'll be drawn in 2 weeks' time, and it's based on the number of shares of this video. So get sharing, guys. And next week we have a vegan personal trainer and a vegan bodybuilder, both on the show together. Look forward to having them. And we just got some, what are your thoughts on the Imperium of Man and the Horus Heresy? Okay, I don't have any thoughts on that because I don't know what you're talking about, Gage. Astra says, can we hear Rob play before you go? Definitely. Hit it.
Okay, I might play, since it's winter tomorrow, one of my compositions called In the Winter.
Beautiful. Okay. That is beautiful. That was that called About Winter? Was that
In the Winter?
In the Winter.
Yeah.
Okay, In the Winter. We had someone asking. I didn't want to talk while you were playing. Vegan chai tea, chilling to this song. Gage says that is awesome. Keep it up, man. Well, the vegan hour is coming to a close. I'm sure we could go longer, but we don't want to bore you. It's always good to go out on a high.
Yeah.
Yeah. So thank you very much for joining me. It's been
Thanks,
great.
Harry.
Oh, yeah. Hey, you got my name right.
Your name right. So,
You're going to edit the earlier bit. Thank you guys for some really good questions tonight. Really interesting. Some of you might be a little bit unhinged. Some of you might be a little bit out there, but no.
Yeah.
It was really good.
Stuck in the Renaissance era. That's a bit of language.
A nice audience there. And Saba says, and this is probably a good one to go out on, Harry, this has honestly been a great video. Thank you so much for the effort you went through to do this. I'll be back next week, and shout out to the mad guitarist. Well, this is Rob Thompson. I'll be putting his videos. We shot some videos earlier this evening. I'll be putting on the timeline. That's all right?
Yeah, that'd be fantastic.
Yes, I'll be putting them on there, and possibly on YouTube as well. We'll see where they end up. And Rob plays locally on the coast. Have you got some gigs coming up, or you have?
Yeah, we're going to be launching some gigs. So I'm putting together again another collaboration with local musicians, where I've got a full off-grid setup now, a PA and generator. So we're going to bring back the live music. So who's missing the live music out there? I sure am. Kind of died on the coast, so yeah.
I think we may have timed out. I think we've timed out because it times out after an hour, and I think it's just timed out. Because see, the screen's